Now it's going to prepare to take us live on YouTube, which is exciting. Let's get started. How is everyone? It's great to have you join us. My name is Dinesh Silva. I'm the founder and CEO of NetStrack. It's an absolute pleasure to have you join us today. I know some of you have been to our programs before. How is everyone? Webinars we run, some of the live great to have you join us. My name is Dinesh Silva. I'm the founder and CEO in NetStrack. Digital. An absolute pleasure to have you join us today. With us. I know some of you have been to our programs before. How is everyone? Webinars we run, but it's really about have you join us. My name is Dinesh Silva. What I really want to cover today is CEO in Digital. An absolute very much what we have to do have you with us. I know some of you have been tangible results on social webinars we run. A lot of the time people are spending just too much time on social media and on other parts of digital marketing and not getting results. We want to change very much. Hopefully the reason why you're here. So before we get started, I'd love to know why you're here. All right. And so I'm going to run a poll to just get an idea of why you're here so that I can then address some of those issues we want to change you have. So let me get that poll why you're here. So before we get started, I'd love to know why you're here. Tell me why you're here so that then I can I'm going to run a poll to just get an idea of you are having. Why you're here. You will also notice we have the Q&A. So if we have any questions during the session, go to the Q&A and write your question, and at the end of today's session, I'll come there. Before I leave, I will answer every single question. You will also notice thank you very much for all those who have done the poll. There are a few others who are still to do the poll, so I'm going to give you some time so that we can then get started. So thank you. Most of you tell me that you want to build a digital capability for your business. You want to get your strategy, you want to get your website right. A lot of you tell me you're not getting the right results from social media. And hopefully this session will address that for you. For those who want to build a digital capability, I'll touch on that a bit when I talk about 5 steps to achieving results. But also, a lot of you tell me you're not getting the right results from social media. And hopefully this session will address that for you. For those who want to build a digital capability, my voice is getting doubled. So let me not make steps to. Are you still having that problem? But also now check that. I'm going to the chat. Okay. Results from social media. Okay. Are you still getting echo? Thank you, Rick. Thank you very much. Everybody who said about background noise, great. I always test the audio before I start, even today. All right. What about now? Can you share with me if you're getting some echo? Thank you for everybody. Okay. Are you still getting echo? Thank you, Rick. Thank you very much. Back to everybody who said about background. Everyone on mute. Great. Just repeat always over and over again. The audio before I start, even today. All right. What about now? On mute, so that should not be happening. Thank you for letting me know, so we can check that out. Thank you, Rick. Thank you very much. Back to everybody. Is it still happening? Everyone on mute. Let's just repeat. Always still happening. That's very strange. All right. What about now? On mute, so that shall be happening. Thank you for letting me know, so we can check that out. Technology. We, as I mentioned, we test everything multiple times. Still happening. That's so still happening. That's very strange. All right. What about now? On mute, so that shall be happening. Thank you for letting me know, so we can check that out. Technology. We, as I mentioned, we test everything multiple times. Still happening. That's so still happening. That's very strange. All right.
I think that's gone now, isn't it? Let's go back to the chat. It's good. You know what was happening? When I went YouTube live, not only did it go live, but it was replaying YouTube and from to you from my screen. And I don't know how that was happening. That's amazing. Thank you, everyone. Let's get started. I apologize to everybody who's here. What I was doing was I was telling everybody the results of the poll. Nearly 44% of you said that you want to build a digital capability, right? In this session, I'm going to cover mostly social media, but I'll be showing you a 5-step process of how you get about it. And we'll be discussing how you can really get on with it. Some of you are starting a new business. We have helped so many business owners who are just starting to go from zero to over $1 million in revenue in just about over a year. And this process I'm going to teach you will help you if you follow that process. Some of you are not getting results on social media, and definitely this session is about it. What I'm going to cover today at the start of it is about the fundamentals, and that is crucial. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing with me those points. So let me now get to the slide. All right, can everybody see my slide? Hands up if everybody can see my slide. Thank you so much. I was on my LinkedIn profile because the idea of that is, although I don't have the opportunity to meet you personally as I would do when I run a live event, but we can connect virtually. So Faith will share my LinkedIn profile. Let's connect via LinkedIn. Not only that you can connect with me via LinkedIn, we can connect with each other via LinkedIn. So there's a post that I did today on the National Retailers Association. There is a post from NetStripes today. Go into them and tell us about your business, what you're doing, and try to connect with others who are also writing a post on any of my posts or any of the NetStripes posts. And this is about social media engagement. A lot of the time, we want people to engage with us, but we also must go and engage with them. So let's get started. Go into that profile and connect with me. I'd love to get to know you, at least to see a photo of you, and then we can connect and in a more intimate way. All right, so this session, I want to run it as an interactive session. So when I say hands up, let's get the hands going so that I know that I'm getting a response from you. I'm going to teach you a system. I want you to pay attention, because if you do pay attention, you will get results. And it's going to be a very, at the beginning, I'm going to go a bit slower, because I'm going to teach the fundamentals. A lot of you, when I teach the fundamentals, may say, hey, I know this stuff. Why is Dinesh doing this again? But I want you to ask yourself, is this stuff ingrained in your practice? Or is it that we know it, but we are not using it? It is in making sure that it's ingrained in our practice that we get results. So let's do that. NetStripes, to give you a very quick update, we are a tech startup. We are known to have the most efficient system for small and medium enterprises to transition from their traditional business models to become digitally successful businesses. And we've helped thousands of businesses. We've built a very innovative system. We're a proud Aussie company. And the best part about this system, it is the fastest way to achieve that transition. But more importantly, it's an affordable way of doing it, and it delivers tangible business results. And that's what we want. Our vision has always, from the time we started, been to digitally empower 1 million small and medium enterprises to accelerate growth using digital innovation. And we have had the opportunity to help So many businesses already, but we know when small and medium enterprises grow, you create employment. And is there a better time than now when our economy really needs it for us to retain people who are employed by us, but also create employment as we strengthen ourselves and grow. So this is our vision. We believe in it, not only us. There are so many organizations who partner with us, and you could be from any one of these organizations like the FBAA or the Women's Lawyers Association, the Davos Chamber. So there are organizations from Lismore, Albury, the councils, the business chambers, all collectively supporting businesses, small businesses in particular. In this case, we have Regional Development Australia, the RDAs of Sydney, Hunter, Riverina, the Woollahra Chamber, the Murray River Chamber. So there are so many business organizations that you could be from. And if you're from any one of these organizations or from a local council, a big welcome to you. And we thank all our partners for their support and their encouragement to small and medium enterprises. So this is what we are going to cover today, guys. Have a quick read of it, then I will get started. Okay, so this is part of our Futurize Insights program, and as I mentioned, it's about success factors for social media. So there are 7 key success factors I want to talk to you about today. And these are the 7. You can have a quick read. I know you can read much faster than I can repeat that, but these are fundamental. And I'm going to go through each one of these one by one, and then I'll get on to more in-depth topics. So who is your ideal customer? Number 1 is to know your customer. Why do we need to know this? Because there are over 3.7 billion people on social media. Now, if we are not very clear who we are talking to, our message becomes vanilla. It becomes noise. As a result, we don't engage with the audience. So who is your ideal customer? Once you've worked out who is your ideal customer, what is the fastest and cheapest way to reach them? Which is the best channel to reach them? So these are big questions. These are deep questions. So this is the first is about your customer strategy. The biggest issue why business owners do not engage and have results on social media is they can't answer this question in an extremely detailed way. We don't know our customer in a real narrow sense. We know it in a broad sense. A lot of the time when I ask people, who's your ideal customer, they tell me anybody who will pay the bill. Now that is, as you know, a very broad answer. It's probably not what everybody will say, but it's not a good answer. So we have to really know our customer. Once we know our customer, our job becomes so much easier. We can then narrow down on your primary channel. And that's the fastest, cheapest way to reach them. What are the other ways to reach them? These are the questions that you need to ask. Do you understand the algorithm of that social media platform? That if you chose a social media platform, you understand the algorithms, because if you don't understand the algorithm, how are you going to get engagement? How are you going to outsmart that algorithm? So we'll be discussing this further. And what is our goal when we get to that platform? Do we want brand awareness? Do you want leads? Do you want engagement? We're going to be very specific about that goal. Do you have a content strategy? Meaning, what's your message? Content strategy is a bit deeper, but it goes into what's your message. Do we know the compelling problems of our customers? And are we addressing these compelling problems? What emotions do our solutions help create? And what emotions do the posts that you do on that platform help create. Whenever we post something, our job is to make them laugh or make them cry, to create emotion. We've got to think about that. That's all part of our content strategy. Of course, I don't have the time to do all this stuff about content strategy, but I'll tell you how you can learn more. I also spoke about the customer strategy earlier, and even that we can only touch on today because this is about social media success factors. That's the pre-reading or the prerequisites that we need to really succeed in social media. Once we've created all this, we need to create a content calendar. A content calendar is a list of things you're going to do to times, to dates, and to decide on what type of content you're going to share. Are you sharing your own content or from other sources? Do your content that you post, what's the purpose of that? Is it informational? Is it entertainment? Is it targeted at a particular type of organization or a person? That's what we got to work out. And what's your strategy during the week? On Mondays, do you make them laugh? And on Fridays, do you put something really interesting? During the weekend, they want to relax. What are you trying to make them laugh? What are we doing here? When do we post the informational stuff? These are questions that you've got to answer as part of your content strategy, and then it gets executed through a content calendar. So now, how do we, by the way, the seventh point I raised earlier was consistency. All that must be done to consistency. And now, let's go into understanding the platforms. Now, it's so important because every platform is different to each other. If you're using Facebook, it's very different to Instagram. So if you're posting on both the same content the same way, we got to think again, because the people on each of these platforms are different. The way they operate are different as well. So how do we understand these platforms and how do we best take advantage of the different nuances of these platforms? If you're using TikTok, if you're using LinkedIn, they are still very different. I said earlier there are 3.7 billion, there are 3.8 billion the last time I checked. 49% of the world are on social media. And that's why the Facebooks and the likes of Instagrams need to have algorithms to serve us what we are after. They want to know exactly what every individual wants to see on Facebook. They want to engage us. And that's the purpose of these algorithms. So have a quick read of what an algorithm is. And then I'm going to go into discussing and unpacking the Facebook algorithm. Typically, as you can see, the algorithm is a process or set of rules to be allowed in calculations or other problem-solving operations. You've heard of algorithms in Google Analytics, the search engine algorithms Google uses. So similarly, there are algorithms for everything. All of you who watch Netflix know Netflix operates on an algorithm. YouTube does the same. So what's the Facebook algorithm? Let's unpack that. So the Facebook algorithm is a process that ranks. So it's a process that ranks. So the Google search algorithm is a process that ranks all available posts. So all the available posts that can be ranked, that can be displayed on a user's newsfeed. So Facebook is about newsfeeds, right? So when there's a user, it wants to know, it's got all this inventory. What should I put first? What should I put second? So that that user will have a great and positive reaction. They want every user, every customer of theirs to have a positive reaction to the post they see. So think about this. The objective of Facebook is to make sure that an user has a positive reaction. What's our objective? Our objective is the same. So we are aligned. It's just that we don't understand how to get that positive reaction. Why don't we understand? Because we don't understand our ideal customer really in a very intimate way. We don't understand when they're using our platforms, what they're looking for, and that's what is important. I discussed social media and how Facebook is helping businesses with Alexander Sloan, the marketing director of Facebook. Go to our YouTube channel. There are some great interviews in there. There are some other webinars I have done in the past as well. I've also interviewed the Amazon managing director, or the managing director for Amazon Web Services, who spoke about innovation. There's some great YouTube clips. Go and watch it. There's one on SEO. Go and watch that as well. All right, so how does the Facebook algorithm work? It's based on the inventory. So Facebook checks to see if we are posting something to, and that's meant to go on one of our, say, one of your customers' news feed. Facebook won't just put it there just because we want it. It'll check to see what's the inventory in there. And based on our previous track record, how many likes do we have? The previous posts we put, were they liked? What type of engagement did we get from our previous posts? So Facebook will look at all that. It'll look at the timing of the post that we're doing now. Whether it's a video, whether it's a photograph, or whether it's some text, and who is it targeted for? And based on that, Facebook will make predictions. And these three top factors are scored, and then they give us a final score. And based on our final score for each of our posts, Facebook algorithm will say, I'm going to pick this one that will go on the user's newsfeed. So that's effectively how it works. So we've kind of understood the algorithm. So I'm going to teach you in a little while how to outsmart those algorithms. But first things first, I'm going to teach you some strategy that is fundamental to achieving business results, because we want to have business results as opposed to likes and shares, because we want money in the bank. You know, likes and shares are good if we're doing personal stuff. This is about our business. So let's take this example. If your sales, I'm taking some round numbers. If your sales goal is 1 million, say you're a builder and you're doing renovations, this is a very simple example. The annual value of business you get from an average client is 100,000. So based on that, we know we need 10 clients per year. Now you're going to work out, if you get 10 qualified leads, how many of them will you win? Most people, when I ask this question, most business people who are very good in what they do tell me, if I speak to 10 qualified clients, I'll win 7, I'll win 8. Some people have told me I'll win 10. But let's assume we win only 4, because I'm still to meet somebody who wins only 4. So you take 4 out of 10, that means to get 10 clients, we need to get 40 qualified leads. Now we know we need 40 qualified leads for the year. So now we have a strategy in place. Now we very clearly, we can be targeted. Now we know how much traffic we need to drive to our website. So how much traffic do we need to drive to our website to get 40 leads? That is a question which will differ from based on your website, based on your business. We'll discuss that too. So know your metrics. I won't go deep into this because we have a lot to cover today. You need to know what your lifetime value of the customer. That is the value of your customer through the lifetime of their relationship with you. Why do we need to know that? Because if we know the lifetime value of the customer, a lot of people don't know this. This is a huge problem. As a result of that, they don't know how much they can spend to invest to buy that customer or to acquire that customer. That is called customer acquisition cost. How much we need to spend to acquire one customer. So we did the strategy earlier. Now we need to know these metrics. And there are beautiful examples of how to do it. I don't have the time to do it here. I run multiple programs. I spoke about the digital bootcamp. There are blogs that I have written as well, and we can direct you to that. If you need to know this stuff, write in the questionnaire, in the Q&A, and I'll find a way of getting that information. Cost per click. What's the cost per click when you advertise, right? What's the conversion rate when you drive traffic to your website? How many of them do you convert as leads? I'll show you some examples of what we do at NetStripes. So there are two universal truths in digital marketing. If you attended my previous webinars, you will know this, okay? The digital marketing is so complicated. Everybody has so many different opinions, and there are so many channels, there are so many ways of doing things. How do we make it simple? All you need to do is really to understand these two principles and then to apply it to everything you do. All right, how many of you already know the two principles of digital marketing? Hands up. All right, how many of you would love to know? I'm going to tell you this to all. If only a majority of you raise your hand and tell me, I want to know this. Otherwise, I have so much more to cover, and I'm going to go on with it. All right, there's a majority saying, I want to know this. Thank you for doing that. I said I wanted this to be interactive. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to get to the chat, okay? On the chat, guys, let's be interactive because repetition creates retention. We know that, okay? So principle number one, as I give it, I want you to go to the chat and type it, right? Now, I know not everybody does it, but I want everybody to do this, right? So that way you will remember it, you will take some action. By the mere fact of doing it, your retention will increase. All right. Ready for this? Hands up. All right, fantastic. Principle number one, drive the right traffic. Drive the right traffic to your website, okay? So it's not to drive any traffic. Our job is to drive the right traffic to the website. Thank you for those who are already going and typing on the chat. But I'm not seeing too many people going there. So Rebecca, well done. Curie, well done. Let me see others doing the same. Because this is about you. This is not about us, okay? It is about your retention. So driving the right traffic to your website. And social media, email marketing, as we meet people, even physically, there are emails that we send individually, our introductions, our referrals, that's how we drive traffic to our website. This session is about social media, so we'll be discussing that. Principle number two is to convert that traffic. So we've got to convert that traffic into leads and into sales. And as you know, it's these leads that convert into sales, and it's these sales that give us customers. Customers are the lifeblood of our organizations. They give us referral business, they give us repeat business, and that's why they are so valuable. That's the reason why all of you are here. We want to win more customers. So thank you again for those who are going in and making sure that you retain that stuff and writing it down over there. So thank you for that. So that's what we discussed, okay? Drive the right traffic to your website. This is how you do it. And then we convert the traffic that comes to your website into leads and into sales. Now, I did say digital is about data and it's about algorithms. And here is a way of measuring it, right? So again, this is a free tool by Google Analytics. And it's very important we know where the traffic is coming from, what the traffic that we're driving to our website. So I gave you the two principles. Now I'm going to tell you how to operate it. So if you look here, it says there are 627 people who've come to this website between about January to about March, right? You can see that. They've had 1,217 page views. the unfortunate thing is there's a bounce rate of 74%. What that means is that people have come in and they have bounced. So these people haven't really interacted with you. They haven't signed up for anything. They have gone to another page. They've come in, they've had a quick look, or maybe not even a quick look, they've just gone. You guys do this, right? You go into a website, if it doesn't resonate with you, you're out. So people stay with us for less than 2 seconds. They say 2 to 4 seconds, but actually I believe it's less than 2 seconds because I have shown this to most of you who attended my last week's webinar in practice. So if your website looked like this is one of a fabulous catering organization that we have worked with. They looked like this. So they were driving lots of traffic, spending a lot of money on social media. People would come in here, probably not resonate, they would bounce. Also, when they compare this with their other competitors, their competitors may have looked much better. So they went from here into here. So you can imagine their bounce rate declined, their interactions changed. So this is not just a website, this is all about strategy. And I'll go through that process that you need to do to end up here, because this is also a website. This is not just a pretty website, this is just brand positioning in a way you stand apart from your competition. And this, before this, you need to have your customer strategy right and your service strategy right. All right, so, and this, yeah, all right. So I'm going to go and show you the NetStripes website and our bounce rate because we practiced this stuff. So if you look at it, this is our bounce rate between a long period, between around May to about end of January this year. Okay, that wasn't always that, but we worked on it to reduce it. So what it shows is that we're driving traffic and we're retaining that traffic and we have a better chance of converting it. So I'll talk about conversion soon as well. Here's conversion. So now we drove that traffic. That's what we drove the traffic and the bounce rate showed we retained that traffic. And now I'm going to show you. So if you take this week, this is September. So it's as this webinar, the first time I ran, it was about a week before this, week after it. So if you take users, right, 684 users have come in. We've converted 22% of them. Is that good? And then look at this. 711 users came in, we've converted 31%. Of that's 290 transactions. Okay, so as you can see, there are 200. This is consistent. So that's July. That's the month before. This was August. This is July. 34% conversion. And so as you can see, there's consistency. So what I showed you is you drive the right traffic to your website, and then our next job is to convert that traffic to leads and into sales. The biggest mistake a lot of people do is they spend a lot of time on social media and all types of marketing to drive traffic, but they can't convert it because they haven't done what it needs. So if your landing page and your websites don't convert, before you get into social media, you've got to get that right. And that's what we are going to discuss today. Today is about awareness. Now I'm going to teach you a 5-step process how you can achieve conversion and how you can achieve your business goals and have better social media results. As you can understand, social media is about promotion, okay? That's step 5 in this digital transformation process. So imagine this, you drive a lot of traffic to your website, but your website is not strategic. Like I showed you in that bespoke catering website a little while ago. Let me show that to you again. So we drive traffic to this website. However much marketing you do, we're not going to get a lot of results until we drive traffic and we create attractive, create interaction. We are going to waste our money driving traffic. So this is a website as well, but this is more strategic. This is done to a strategy, to an online branding strategy. So what we have to do is, before we get into promotion, there are a few steps that we must follow. The biggest mistake people do is they are doing promotion without these 4 steps. So what are these 4 steps? The first step is we got to get the right knowledge we need. If we don't get the right knowledge and do anything, whether it's investing in shares or property, we go and invest in shares or property without the knowledge, we'll lose our dough. Similarly, digital is such an important part of running a business. We need to get this knowledge. You know, to get this knowledge used to take years. Now you can do this in less than a day. And I'll tell you how you can do that as well. Strategy used to take 3 to 4 weeks to do this. It used to be so expensive. You need to have consultants coming in. Now we can do this in 2 hours, less than 120 minutes. You can get this strategy. I'm telling you, because we've created frameworks to achieve these outcomes. The next is to build an online brand that looks $1 million, like what I just showed you. It's all to do with branding, to make sure you stand apart from your competition. And there's instant trust and credibility when people come into our websites. That's what you've got to do before you start promoting. Okay, once you start promoting, we look at the data. I showed you how to do that. You review and improve everything, and you continue to do this cycle until we hit our financial goals. By the way, we have some webinars. I said this is about insights. How do you get your insights and awareness? We have some free webinars come in. Faith will share that link. Go and sign up for them. Don't do it now, but click on the link and sign up for them later. But more importantly, if you want to get your strategy right, every week we offer up to 5 free strategy advisories free of charge. We can't offer more than that. I apologize because of time. These are free advisories, and the reason we are doing this is because our partners who I shared with you have asked, can you do this? And hence the reason. All right, 7 ways to outsmart the Facebook algorithm. Video is super important, okay? And video is important for every platform, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, because let me tell you why. When you post a video, people will spend at least a few seconds looking at it. But if you post a photograph, people apparently in a second look at multiple photos, okay? But a video, you can't look at, you need a lot more than a second, so that creates more engagement for Facebook. Facebook wants all their customers to spend as much time as possible on their platform, whether it's Instagram or whether it's Facebook, right? By the way, both platforms are owned by Facebook. I think most of you know that. Activate your brand's most powerful advocates. So if you have a Facebook page, you got to go and get your customers, your ideal customers, to go and engage with it. Go and talk to your best customers and say, guys, when we post something, go and share it with us, share it with your friends, press like, leave a comment, because that creates engagement. Now, a mistake we do it. Now, if our friends and family are not in our target audience, it has a reverse effect. It'll show the wrong people our post. That doesn't work, okay? So we got to show our post for the algorithm's sake to the right people. Unique post, fewer links. Facebook doesn't like us putting links that take us out of Facebook because they want us to stay there longer. So if you're doing that, boost your post or create an ad that will have a link going to going externally. But if it's a regular post, you get minus points in the algorithm. Narrow your audience. I think we spoke about that. That's about your customer strategy. See, first, I can actually show you that when we get to Facebook a bit later. Track your results. Look at the data, and boost your post. So let me go through the Instagram algorithm. Have a quick read, not much different, right? Image quality. Why? It's a visual medium, right? More video content. Harness the power of hashtags, you know that. Captions are so important. Questions are very important because questions create engagement, curiosity. So think about that. Run contests if you can. And also the timing of posts are so crucial on every platform. So don't go on Google and find out, do a research saying, what's the best time to post on Instagram? Often people do this, they pick up something from Hootsuite or something, or some other organization in the US, done some research. That is not even for the Australian audience. So you've got to be super careful, right? So the timing of posts is based on the data you have. If you look at the Facebook data of the times you have posted and what times you have got better engagement when you look at Facebook Insights, that is the way to do it. Okay, stories on Instagram are good. By the way, I'm talking about timing of Instagram posts and timing of Facebook posts and timing of other posts as well. Okay, timing is so crucial. Hashtags, I think you guys know the importance of hashtags, but you can use different types of hashtags, right? Brand hashtags, if your company is Apex Finance. Industry-related hashtag, geography hashtags. We've had the budget recently. We're having Christmas coming up. We're having the US elections coming up. So your hashtags can be based on current affairs, just whatever that is trending, major events, etc. So think about it before you do hashtags. One of the things you've got to remember with hashtags is there are broad hashtags like beach. There'll be millions, multiple millions of people on that hashtag. If you use a hashtag as called beauty, that'll have multiple millions of people on that hashtag. So you got to, while you pick a general hashtag, you got to also narrow it down by saying beauty, Byron Bay, or beauty, Melbourne, or beauty in your region. So you can narrow it down, okay? Or you could do beauty Apex, or if Apex was your brand, of course. If it's finance, it would be very similar. So think about your hashtag strategy. A lot of people spam hashtags, algorithms hate that. Be careful, especially on Instagram. I think if you put more than 29, you get messed up. People, believe me, put a lot more than that. If you look at this, most of the top brands put only about 2, right? The best number of hashtags to put on Instagram is about that. So you've got to be conscious and cautious how you use hashtags. Here are hashtags on Facebook, 1 or 2 or 3, and Twitter is very similar, okay? Hashtags first started on Twitter, and I used to, I learned my art of social media on Twitter around 2009. I wanted to really master it. To get to the first 1,000 followers took me so long. I can even remember where I was when I got my 1,000th follower. But then I went to about 24,000 followers in next to no time. I mean, it took a while, but it was not as hard as getting the 1,000, because then I understood the way the algorithm works, and then I got better results. Let's look at some other social media tips for you. 3 things that we must always remember. Images, image quality, okay? Engaging posts are customer-centric, employee-centric, product-centric, and you can run contests. Use apps to enhance your images, your post. Consider using influencers. Okay, we'll discuss about this in a bit more detail. Look at this image. It is absolutely beautiful. They've used an app to really filter for that photograph. And as you know, Instagram has its own photo editing facility. Your phone will have its own photo editing facility. iPhones certainly have it. I'm sure Samsungs and other phones have it. If you don't have it, you can go to Photoshop. You can download Photoshop for free, and then you can use that as well. here's that visual. It's all about visual. Instagram is all about visuals, and so it is on Facebook. So it is on LinkedIn. Here. By the way, these guys attended this webinar on social media. They shared some posts. I spoke to them before they attended, and I was delighted with what they did. So I wanted to share their post. This is not a commercial, by the way. These guys are in Sydney, in the Lower North Shore area. All right, so great photos. Now Instagram is about telling a story, and this is called an Instagram. These are Instagram themes. So as soon as somebody comes to an Instagram page, that this is what they see. As you can see, there's a bit of a game happening, like a theme happening here. Unfortunately, this one and that one are a bit different. I think the person who does the regular post may have been on leave, or they would have forgotten or been busy. So again, we got to make sure we follow that theme. You don't have to follow that theme, but in particular, when you're doing it so well, it's good to follow the theme. Here's another bunch of guys who are really good at it. Butcher's daughter, they are a wedding planner. They do wedding catering. As you can see, it is fabulous, beautiful imagery. Here's another photo from them. Of course, if you do weddings, you get the opportunity to take some great photos. By the way, you might think you need to take professional photography all the time. By the way, our smartphones have good capability of taking photos, and then you can use filters to improve and enhance them. More photos from Butcher's daughter. Influencers. So these two guys, you may have heard of them. They were two young 20-something guys who started this business and thought, who is the best person for us to use to promote our brand? They used Kylie Jenner, who had 185 million followers, and they built a $40 million business. So this is not about Kylie Jenner. This is not about these two guys who built this high smile business. It's about you. For your business, who is the best influencer that you can use? And can influencers be useful for you? These are questions that you must ask. Here's Kylie Jenner again with the product. And they had massive following. Look at the likes here. Amazing. Here's the Duchess and the Duke. These guys were coming to Australia before COVID, you may recall. And when they were coming, I thought, how good would it be if we can get the Duchess to wear a dress made by an Aussie designer or some jewelry. And imagine the power of that. You might wonder, how is this even possible? Would you like to know how to do that? How many of you would here, hands up, how many of you here would love to know how to do that? I need to see plenty of hands going up. If you want to really know, I'll show you how to do it. You might be thinking, how is that possible? You might be thinking, I'm kidding here. Let me show you an example. This is Harry and Meghan. I don't know whether they call them the Duke and Duchess anymore. It doesn't matter. I call them the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex. These jeans were created by a Mount Tambourine couple. That's near the Gold Coast. They had ethically sourced jeans made by Cambodian women who were rescued from human trafficking. So the team, as you can see here, tried to get her to notice them, knowing the Duchess was coming to Australia. And obviously they did a good job. I don't know how they did it, but they did a good job. Look at this. Meghan Markle's decision to wear Australian designer's dress sparks website meltdown. This is driving traffic to your website. So this is the use of influencers in a massive way to drive traffic to your website. So this is These are the things you got to really be conscious of, okay? Let me show you how to do this. How many of you would love me to show you how to do this? Fantastic, thank you, and I'll do that, okay. So this is a Facebook Ads Manager. So I'm in Facebook Ads Manager. So for those who do not know how to create a Facebook ad, Faith, are you able to share a link to that blog? We have a blog that has 2 to 3 minute videos of how to create a Facebook ad. I'm not going to teach you here today because there are simple ads done by Facebook where you can learn this stuff. We've created a blog so that you can, in your free time, go and do this. So once you come to create an ad to Ads Manager, once you've decided on the objective, once you've decided on the budget, if you, in this case, I put $5 a day for about a week, and I come here and I select the location. As you can see, I've picked Australia and the United Kingdom, okay? Can you see my screen? Can everybody see my screen, by the way? Hands up. Awesome, thank you. So, and I've selected United Kingdom. I picked people, I didn't really pick an age group. I said between 18 and 65 here, as you can see. It's a bit slow, isn't it? I want it to go a bit up, yeah. Now, under detailed targeting, by the way, I can change this, as you can see, to the age group I want. But what I want to show you is under detailed targeting, I can go here and I can type in Buckingham Palace, okay? As you can see, I see Buckingham Palace. And I'm going to pick the people who've listed as employed by the Buckingham Palace, okay? They've listed their employer as the Buckingham Palace. So I can go and select that. So now you can run an ad to anybody who works in the Buckingham Palace. How many of you think that is really cool? Honestly, is that cool? So there you go. That's a real social media secret I want to share with you, okay? Let me show you a few other things. We picked Buckingham Palace. Imagine you wanted to do a post, but now you want to get some free media, you know, get on the Sky News, okay? Sky News. There you go. Sky News, people who've listed as employer of Sky News. So you can write a post and it could be something emotive. It could be something that you've created some traction on, then you go to Sky News. You know, it could be something that is current of, that is really important. I mean, the Queensland border closures, the Victorian border closures, the impact of that. You write something emotive, you get people in your neighborhood and in your community to talk about it. Then you boost this post in, and then you make sure people in Sky News see it. So there you go, okay? So the media love to see when other people are agitated about it. So you can create some agitation or some interest in whatever topic that is important to you. And then use that and make sure Sky News sees it. But it doesn't need to be that. It could be that a press release that you're doing, something innovative that you create. You could even find your local newspaper. So let's find, let's go now and put Fairfax. There you go, Fairfax. No, I spelled that wrong. Fairfax, you know, was bought by Nine Entertainment. So I think that has changed. It was there last couple of weeks ago when I checked. Okay, so you just got to play around with it. Now let me go here. If you're running a bridal business and you want to find people who are just engaged, right? You go and type in engaged. What's wrong with me? Either I'm not typing it correctly, just married. There you go. Engaged, relationship status engaged, okay? Now, if you want people who are just married, you do the same. You go and type in just married. If you want people if you want to work with the ethnic community, right, you can write expats, lived in Spain formerly. So if they are living in Australia and who lived in Spain or Philippines or Venezuela, India, Cuba, the list will go on. So this is how you find detailed targeting. All right, hopefully you learned something cool there, and make sure that you use detailed targeting as strategically as possible. Now, it's very important for us to know who our ideal target market is, and not only that, what are the biggest issues they have? What are they looking to address? We need to understand that before we go and do the marketing. All right. So hopefully I showed you some cool stuff. Here are some Aussie Instagram influencers. This lady has about 2 million followers, not as many as the 189 we saw earlier. The video is so powerful, okay? So if you want to create great video, there are 4 steps that you need to create a good video. I used to do this live sometimes, but I don't have the time today. What we do is we create a hook, okay? There are 4 steps to follow. Then you state the problem, then you state the solution, then you have a call to action. Ideally, make sure your videos are less than 60 seconds, okay? So let me give you a bit of an example. So if you're trying to help people who want to get a first home loan, you could be a mortgage broker. You could address it, you need to create a hook, so you've got to think about, it could be as simple as, are you looking to buy your first home and worried about raising the finance and have had issues with this? If you are that, I don't want you to worry about it, because there are simple solutions you can follow. Here's my 5-step process that I have written as a blog. Have a read of that and let me know your thoughts. If it hasn't answered your problem, contact me on this number and I'll help you. What do you think of that? So it's as simple as that. It'll take you less than a second. And the point is, you've got to put yourself out there. The first time you do it, it'll be so difficult. You'll feel terrible, but you've got to start somewhere. I used to be really bad at this stuff, okay? I'm a bit better now. You might wonder how I said that, but that's true. So we've done some videos. I've interviewed a few people. At the beginning, it was really tough, but go to our YouTube channel. You'll see the early ones are not very good. I'm getting a bit better, but I've got some great interviews in there. So go and watch it, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because next week I'm talking to some tax experts. There are some tax stuff coming out. A couple of weeks ago, I spoke to some absolute SEO experts. Go and listen to this stuff. There are other social media advertising tips. You guys know this stuff, but I'm going to go through it very fast, right? Headline is super important. It mustn't be more than 2 to 6, less than 2 words or more than 6 words, right? 4 is ideal. Make sure you grab the attention of the reader. Image quality has to be vibrant. I don't have to tell you that, we've already discussed it. Smiling faces invoke emotion. This ad you see here is a great example of all those qualities. It's got a limited time offer as well, and it's relevant. Not for the times now, it's not relevant. None of us can fly, but the point is, at the time it came, it was relevant. The 10 social media advertising tips, the others are urgency. Urgency is super important. Give people compelling reasons. Give them social proof. 9 out of 10 people have this issue. Action verbs: try, test this, get that, receive a free copy, save. These are the words that we got to use, okay? They have to be persuasive. Free, instantly. And as you can see, Canva, they get this. In few words, they capture our attention. They're a big company now. They didn't start big. So here are some ads we have done, right? This is the tip number 10. Every time you have an advertisement and drives traffic to a landing page or a website, they must relate to each other. So this is an ad we did, right? Ready to take your business digital, and then we drove the traffic to a website. So as you can see, they're both related. The message here is, if you're selling red socks, when people, and you advertise for red socks, when people click on the ad, it has to go to the page that has red socks. If you take them to the general socks page, they get frustrated. So think of that, okay? Here's another one. So again, similar type of ad. As you can see, we're testing 2 different formats, and it goes to a landing page that looks very much like that. So often, if you want to drive traffic to your home page, and your home page addresses a particular topic, make sure your ad addresses the same topic, okay? You don't have to create, for every ad, a landing page either. Faith, I think, shared this link. Go and watch that link. There are YouTube ads, Facebook ads. There are a lot of how-to ads for LinkedIn, and I think you'll like that. So let me give you some LinkedIn tips. What affinity does a professional in a day job mindset is like to have for my product? Now, if we can't answer that, we shouldn't be doing the ad. Okay, so that's something we've got to be really clear. And according to LinkedIn, this is LinkedIn data, not what I say. A female photo drives the best click-through rates. Again, as you can see, that photo that is there used by Macquarie Bank has a smiling face, which invokes emotion we spoke about earlier. Publish articles that make people feel something, even on LinkedIn. Often we think, oh, LinkedIn is very different, right? So connect with people who can make a difference, right? How many contacts do they have, right? I'll show you about saved searches. Use the experience section to promote your key services. And build relationships with targeted contacts. The best way to build relationships with them is whenever they post something, go and engage in that. Go and like them, write a comment. They will get to know you. They'll check you out. At the same time, connect, as number 3 says, connect with people who will make a difference to your business, to your brand. Go and check how many contacts do they have. I'll show you how to do that. So let's get to LinkedIn. I'll get to my LinkedIn page now. There you go. So this is my LinkedIn profile. If you already haven't pressed connect, go and connect with me. I'd love to know who you are, and put a face to your name. And let me show you something. So if you want to know how many people I'm connected to, all this says is 500 plus. So it doesn't give us much information. Let me show you a little secret. If you come a bit below here under activity, it says 1,954 followers. There you go, okay? Let me show you something else now. If I come here, and if I go and type in lawyers and do a search, okay, I get 1.3 million lawyers. Now, how can I connect with so many people? It's impossible, isn't it? So all we've got to do now is we've got to go and decide how we can get more targeted. So we go and say, not everybody, we want people who are our first level connections, but they're already connected, right? So we want our second level connections as well. So let's go and apply that. Can everybody see my LinkedIn page? Hands up, please. Thank you. Thanks very much. Now I've reduced it to 27,000 results. So it's a bit better, right? Still too many. So how do I reduce it? Now I can get more targeted. If I wanted people in Melbourne or in Sydney, I go and click on that and I apply that. How many do I get now? 9,700. It's a bit more targeted, right? So if you go to all filters now, you can even get more targeted. So one way you can create affinities, if you went to any of these universities, or you can type in the university you went to, you can pick that, and then you can connect with those people who are not connected to you, but who are in your target market. And when you write to them requesting a connection, you could say, we are alumni of this organization or this university. And then there is more affinity for connection, okay? Let me show you, share with you something else. So if I wanted to know, if I had a client, say Angelo Brasso, this guy is my best friend, so he's not my client, or one of my best friends, he's one of my best friends, so please don't get upset with me if you are here and I didn't mention your name. Angelo's got 12 lawyers connected as his second level connections, okay? So now I can go and connect with any one of these people and talk to Angelo and ask, Angelo, would you mind if I connect with these people who are connected with you? And just, it's only courtesy to talk to them. And then when you connect with them, say, we're mutual friends of Angelo. I'm a really close friend. I've known him for 20 years, etc. Angelo is a co-founder of NetStripes as well. So that's fine. By the way, today I have helping me. We have Thor. Thor is one of our digital associates who is helping me here today. And Faith, who is always here, who will share the links, etc. So Thor and Faith, thank you very much. Thor works with a lot of our customers who want to know, when they have questions, when they want to talk to an expert at NetStripes, Thor is the person to contact. So Thor is an important person. And if you know Thor, you can get to anybody. All right. So as a result, you can connect. Now I'm going to show you something else. Now, earlier I had 9,000 odd connections, okay, second level connections. As soon as I go and type and connect with Ilona, is Ilona? Yeah, Ilona. Now, if Ilona had 200 lawyer friends who are connected with her, then there's a good chance of that. As first level connection, they will instantly get added as my second level connections. Are you with me? That's the beauty of it, right? As soon as you connect with Ilona, if Ilona had 200 first level connections, they instantly become my second level connection. That's the power of LinkedIn, okay? The beauty is that now you can go and create a search alert, okay? So when I create a search alert, every time I add a new, if I invite Ilona, every time she connects with me, in this search alert, I'll be informed of all the new people that have been added to my connection. How cool is that? So that's a really cool, nifty social media LinkedIn tactic. So that's called saved searches, and then you get the alerts. Hopefully, was that useful, guys? Share with me. Tell me, did you like that? Or was it boring? Or you knew that? Did anybody find it useful? No, that's fine. Thank you. A few people raised their hands. That's good. If you have any questions, guys, go to the Q&A and ask those questions. I'll come back to you at the end of the session and answer all of them. So that's what I went through. In this example, I'm using architects, but I use lawyers, as you can see. So let's have a quick poll to see whether what I'm doing is resonating with you. Tell me, does this stuff make sense? Let me go and run a quick poll. Tell us what you think of this webinar. Are you getting value? If you love it, say you love it. If you think it's crap, that's fine. But if you think it's not crap, what you can do, if you want us to improve, I'd love your feedback. Go to the chat and tell me how I can improve and help you, okay? If you think it's just a pass, that's fine too. But tell me as a favor what you would like me to do for you. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your feedback. Let me end that poll. Thank you for everybody. Anybody else? There are quite a few people I see haven't done it, but that's fine. I'll end it. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for your feedback. Really appreciate it. So, for those who really want to do free stuff, I have a free webinar, multiple free webinars every week. Go and join them. But if you really want to know social media one-on-one, one of our experts will work with you, and that we have a program that costs $2,500. They will not only help you and teach you one-on-one, but they'll help you to implement your Facebook advertising, your retarget advertising. You can learn about and implement it. If it's LinkedIn, whatever you want to do, you can find out how to do it. This is the best way for you to make sure you can implement social strategies within your business. The idea is that once you've got this intellectual capital within your business, you don't have to go and hire agencies to go and pay them monthly thousands of dollars to do your advertising. You can do your advertising because they'll help you to create your own system. And you get a marketing strategy, insights. They'll run you through that, help you to create your own marketing strategy as well. All right, so if some of you wanted to build your digital capability, some of you wanted to build your strategy, okay? If you want to do this, it doesn't cost a bomb anymore, right? Between 3,000 and 15,000, you can get your strategic framework built. You can build your branding, the design, and the user experience design in a way it looks $1 million, and then you can build your website. Don't just go and build your website. I shared with you that's over 80% of the 2.3 million businesses have websites, but their websites don't deliver results. The reason is they didn't follow that process. Here's a process that I shared with you earlier, and that's how we help you with strategy, the branding, and the website, okay? Okay, testing drives results. So what do we test? We can change the caption, the sub-caption, the sign-up button position. So look at this ad we did. There's no sign-up button, okay? So there's a mistake, even we make mistakes. But this ad is better, okay? And we can change the caption here. We can change that. And the idea is that we run it, look at the data. If the data is not delivering us conversions, what do? We change it, we run it again. And the best part is you don't go and advertise for $200 or $500. You can just advertise for $50 or $100 and see, is this working? If it's working, then you can put more money behind it. If it's not working, change it, okay? So very inexpensively, you can make sure your advertising is working for you. Unfortunately, if you drive traffic, though, into a website that doesn't convert, it won't help you. So these are the things you got to watch. Your advertisements, Facebook will show you whether you're having the right click-through rates and the right engagement, but once you have the click-through rate and go to your website, it's important you get engagement and you get conversions. All right. Here you go, test and iterate examples. I'm going to show you things we do. We ran a couple of tests. In this test, we had people in here. In this test, there is nobody. Okay, this is just a phone. And we wanted to see which works better. And that's what we did. And then we looked at the data, and based on the data, we chose the one that was better, gave us the better results. And it was the one with the people that gave us the better result. But that doesn't mean the one without the people doesn't give results. In our case, that's what we found. Could be different for you. So look at the data and then make the decisions which to pursue. So what you learned today is that there is a formula. There's a system to achieve success online. It is about sticking to this formula, and if you do stick to your formula, you will get results. We spoke about a strategy. I spoke about starting with your financial goal. It is so essential to start here. And here's a system you can follow to build your strategy, to know how many leads do I need for a year. In this case, this person needs only 40. Now we have to build a strategy to get that 40. A lot of people don't do this stuff. As a result, they get stuck. And you need to know your metrics. You need to know what the lifetime value of the customer is, how to calculate it, the CSC. Then how do you reach them? How do you engage them in a profitable way for you? And our job is to get those number of conversions we spoke about before in the fastest, cheapest way. So we need to get these 40 leads in the fastest, cheapest, most efficient way. And ideally, I'd like you to work on one channel. Decide what's your primary channel. We are small business owners. We can't work on every channel. So remember those two universal truths. Driving traffic, principle number one is to drive the right traffic to your website. And number two is to convert that traffic into leads and into sales. I shared with you how NetStripes do it. And then I shared with you the 5-step process you must follow. Today, what we've done is how do we launch and promote your business, and to look at the data and to review and improve. Unfortunately, as you learned today, you might drive traffic, but if you drive traffic to a non-strategic website or any website or any landing page, unfortunately, all your investments will not deliver results. We've had people who spend tens of thousands a year on promoting themselves, but they're driving traffic to the wrong website. They have a website, though. They haven't done this part right. So today we are doing this. I'm going to show you how you can do these 2 steps. So the next stage is for you to get the knowledge and the strategy that you need to get those financial results. And we built a program called Futurize Foundation. That's why we partner with all those organizations. They want you to really get to that next stage. Futurize Foundation allows you to get those 2 steps, okay, in minimal time. Futurize Foundation will make sure you get the knowledge component in less than a day. People struggle for years running their business the wrong way without transitioning. This knowledge is essential. You get it in less than a day. The strategy part, you get it as part of foundation. Okay, this is what we cover in this program. It's only 6 hours. Actually, it's not even a day of learning, because I have people who allocate a day and go through this, get to another level. Okay, this is not what I said. This is what people who attended this program have told us. This is a condensed version of our digital boot camp, which over 3,000 people have attended. It had a 94% satisfaction rate. Because of COVID, we've condensed that into a 6-hour program. Now you have lifetime access. It's better than coming to a physical event, because once you come to the event and go, you don't have the video. In this case, you have the video. You have the lifetime access to it. I go through how do you reinvent your business in troubled times. I go through teaching you how to create a digital and marketing infrastructure that is crisis-proof, so that you build a crisis-proof business. This COVID thing is not the only crisis we're going to have. We've had other crises before. We had the bushfires, we had the drought, and so our business has to be crisis-proof. And how do you build that? How do you build a digital and marketing infrastructure for that? The customer strategies for online success we'll be covering there. That is crucial. That's what you need to get social media success, okay? So this session is about creating social media success, but unfortunately, the reason over 90% of you don't get success online on social media is because you don't know your customer strategy. You get that, you learn that, and then you learn, if you thought what we did today was good, this is a deep dive of what we did today. And it's much more detail, and you'll learn a lot more tips and tricks. And all that happens in 6 hours. I've taken 20 years to build this knowledge, and I've researched for 600 hours to build this content so that you can have it. This is valued at $1,096, guys. I think it's undervalued at this price. It's much undervalued at this price. It's a steal at that price. However, because of COVID on our website, it is sold for $596, okay? And we want everything we do to be super affordable for small businesses, and that's the reason we do it at that price. Now, some of you are members of FBAA and NRA and all those other organizations I spoke about, the National Retailers Association. And all these organizations have asked us, can you, during COVID, give our members, give our businesses from our council area a much lower price as a COVID recovery pack? And as a COVID recovery pack, for those who are here today, Faith will have the link. This is not on our website, guys. You can have it at $298. So it's, the reason we're doing this is all those organizations want you to get this knowledge. They want you to transition your business from your traditional business models to become digitally successful businesses. So guys, this is a no-brainer. By the way, if you buy this, you go through it, and in a week's time, you say, this is not right for me, tell our people, and you will get, tell Thor, tell Faith, or tell any one of our people, send an email, you will get your money back with us. So guys, go and do this, sign up, take your credit card out, go into that link. You can get your money back if it's not for you. Go and do it, and it will transform your business. And if it transforms your business, it will transform your life. This is not what I say. This is what people who have done it tell me. We had people live on our webinars. I'm going to interview some of these people and have it on YouTube as well, so that you can see that. So go and click on it, and if you click on it, always call me, connect with me on LinkedIn and tell me that you have bought it, and I'd love to have a chat with you to see how we are going. Certainly you can ask me any questions, okay? By the way, this is that free webinar that there are multiple free webinars that we run over a 2-month period, okay? But they form into 2 topics. This is what we start in November. Thank you so much for everybody who's attended. I'm now going into the Q&A. So if you have any questions, go and ask me, and I will answer every one of them. So this is from Sissa. I hope I pronounced your name right. Sissa Ocampo. Do you use brand if your business is new? Now, if your business is new, if you use the brand hashtag, that's the question. Do you use the brand hashtag if your business is new? You can use it at the beginning while you use other hashtags. Okay, so use industry hashtags, use what's trending now hashtags, use occasional hashtags, use geographic hashtags, but also use your brand, because you've got to start using your brand. And what you can do is to tell your friends and your ardent supporters of your brand to go and click on it and join that hashtag. Okay, and that's how you make that hashtag known and more successful, and continue to use that brand as you build your business. So, I hope that was helpful for you. Somebody has asked me, do I have to do Futurize Foundation in 1 day? Look, you don't have to do Futurize Foundation in 1 day. You can do that. What I advise you to do is it comes to you with 1 hour of digital strategy advisory, okay? So you do, it's in 4 modules. You can do it in 4 days for that matter. So all you have to do is to book your time in your calendar so that you will address your mind to that session. What you will get at every session is completely different, okay? And your thought process will be so refined at the end of it. People tell us, oh my goodness, the way I've looked at my business all this time was wrong. I wish I did it before. I wish I knew this 5 years ago. It would have saved me so much. The reason is, what happens is we start with goals, then we get really fine-tuned to the ideal customers we serve. Suddenly you find out, and this is what people tell us, oh my goodness, I've been serving all these customers being desperate to get cash flow. As soon as now I need to know all these people are tire kickers. I'm not going to waste my time there. I'm going to be absolutely focused on the people I love working with. As soon as you do that, you will have a massive result. The difference is you also have a lot more time because you're now not wasting your time on all these people. As soon as you got focus, the products and services you're doing are also very refined to this target audience, and you're not wasting your time on all these things. So you become more time rich, okay? So that's the first thing. So there are multiple other advantages, but if you do it in 4 consecutive days, if you can, that's ideal. Okay, and then on the 5th day, book an advisory with one of our advisors. The idea is not to delay doing it. Okay, so I hope I answered that question. Thank you for that question. Any other questions, please come online. Please go to the Q&A and ask. Some of you go and ask those questions on the chat. I'm going to quickly have a quiz on the chat to make sure that nobody has asked any questions there. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed having you, appreciated your time. Hope you found this useful. Before you leave, tell me what you liked about this program, okay? But also share with me if you thought I can do something better for you. Share with me that I will not take it amiss. I love your feedback, so thank you for that. All our team loves to get feedback, and I won't feel bad because my team is here. They love you for that too. So thank you very much. All right, let me now have a quick read of this. The slides are not available, but you can go to YouTube, and this webinar will be on YouTube, as you know. Thank you, Max, for that question. Kiri says, I don't use LinkedIn for my business. Very good. If it's not your channel, don't waste your time on it. You've got to be very clear what channel you use. Make sure every one of you know what your primary channel is. Joanne says, yes, I wasn't aware of that potential of LinkedIn. Thank you. That was good. Tim Temple says the audience is too small to target Buckingham Palace. What you do is add a few more targets, and then you target Buckingham Palace. You can add a few more people to target, then you get a big enough audience to advertise. But it's cheaper there as well, okay, because the audience is small. Yes, Tim, all the events that I'm sharing here are for November and December. What we teach you is we teach you a system. So when it comes to innovation, we'll be teaching you a system to innovate. And it's all focused on small business because we understand small business owners don't have a lot of time. You've got to be super time efficient in what you do, and everything is focused on that. The digital marketing essentials, again, we teach you a system. I shared with you some of that system, but we go into a much more depth. All right, fabulous, everyone. Thank you so much for your attendance. Appreciate, there are no more questions. Appreciate your comments. I'm going to finish the session. Let's look at the time. I think time is up, and we are absolutely on time. Thank you so much.